My name's Larry Piniella, and I was one of Bob's students, one of the first students when he came to the Boston area, from about age 10 onward. And I had played clarinet early on, started in the 4th grade on clarinet, and I had no idea there was anything other than jazz on clarinet. So when Bob asked me, he said, what kind of music do you want to learn how to play? I said, jazz. And he kind of perked up, and then he taught me the chorus to a trad jazz song called Tiger Rag. And I played that by ear, and then he improvised over it, and I was just like gaga over that, the idea that he was making all that stuff up on the spot. And I was really just smitten with taking lessons with him and everything he taught me. And he exposed me to lots of things early on, jazz theory and stuff when I was in high school. I was playing big band charts, really good big band charts with a big band of semi-professionals that he had put together, playing up above his garage, and then eventually playing in some clubs. And you know, we had our bumps along the way. I was in high school, and so that's to be expected. But Bob didn't abandon me. He set me up with a couple of teachers afterwards, because he realized after I'd been studying with him for about 8 years that familiarity breeds a little bit of contempt, and I needed a kick in the pants. And he was very good to me that way. He lined me up with an alto player named Jimmy Mosier, and that would have been great had Jimmy been on the wagon at the time, but Jimmy didn't last too long. And then he got me with Tony Viola, and Tony was a crusty old Italian guy, as you can guess by the name. And Tony put the fear of God in me, and that got me whipped into shape for when I went off to school. And so, you know, Bob and I have kept in touch ever since. On the last recording I did, I wrote a tune for him that was sort of an homage to both him and Gene Ammons, who was the first saxophone player he introduced me to. And it was called Mr. Red's Boiler Room Blues, because my first lessons with Bob were in the janitor's office right next to the boiler. I mean, there's OSHA violations all over the place in doing that, but you know, this was the late 1960s, so they weren't too concerned about a small child next to a big oil tank and a furnace. That was all they had. There was no music offices, no music classroom. So, but anyways, I'm joined here by my colleague, Dr. David Pello, Nathan Sanders, a graduate student and one of my former students in the jazz program, and my son Nick Piniella on guitar. And just to show you that the legacy of Red's work in my life has been passed on to my children and numerous other people that I've worked with, and really been blessed by him. So I wrote this piece that I'm going to play for you now. This is called Red's Goodbye. And the opening motive is based off of the chorus to Tiger Rag, which was the first thing that he taught me. So kind of like bookended stories. And so I present to you, I guess this is a world premiere. This is Red's Goodbye. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.